going to look at finding a common denominator. If I have two fractions, 1/3 and 1/5, I want to try to find a common denominator to be able to either add or subtract these two fractions. We've practiced a couple of different strategies. One, we could find the multiples of each of the numbers. Find the multiple. Okay. If I'm counting by threes, I know that I have 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 times 5 equals 15. I see something that will look familiar. I think 5 will also go into 15. Let's check it out. In fact, the first question I could have asked myself was, does 3 fit into 5 equally? And I know that 3 times 2 is 6, and it does not. So I have to find a common denominator by multiplying. And I could simply just go 3 times 5 to equal 15, and I know 15 is a common denominator. But another strategy, which I'm doing right now for you, is just find the multiples of this number. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Let's do the same thing for 5. 5 times 1 equals 5. 5 times 2 equals 10. 5 times 3 equals 15. 15 is the lowest common multiple. It's also called LCD, lowest common denominator. Write that down. Lowest common multiple, which is LCM, or lowest common denominator, which is LCD. Right. So we've used those strategies. Now, a third strategy that we've learned is just simply find an equivalent fraction, which is what we're going to do with this 1/3 and 1/5. If I use my common denominator, which is 15, to find an equivalent fraction, I know that 3 times 5 is equal to 15. So 1 times 5 equals 5. 5/15 is equivalent to 1/3. And my 1/5 that I'm working with, if I find an equivalent fraction to 1/5, I know that 15 is our common denominator. I'm going to multiply now by 3. 5 times 3 is 15, so 1 times 3 is 3. This is equivalent to 1/5. 3/15. Now I can either add or subtract these fractions because I have the same denominator. Both of these fractions are equivalent to the original fraction. All of these strategies help us either add or subtract fractions by finding the common denominator. And this is what you're going to practice today in class.